Oh, sorry, I got that
Let's
one.
go, gang. It's always she got gabbled.
Yeah. I need one of those for the house.
Please stand for a moment of silence and salute to the flag.
We understand when you said.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Westfield Leader, advertised on January 9, 2014. Notification was sent to the Star Ledger and prominently posted on the Municipal Public Bulletin Board and filed in the office of the Municipal Clerk, informing the public of the time and place according to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. At this point in time, I'd again like to remind you to turn off your cell phones and other communication devices. If you must take a call, do so out in the hall, and kindly refrain from text messaging, as it is extremely distracting to those around you. Roll call, Ms. Ariano.
Mayor Quattrocki?
Here.
Council President Tarantino?
Here.
Councilman Martin?
He's out of town.
Councilman Matthew?
Here.
Councilman Niersted?
Present.
Councilman Petrozelli?
Here.
And Councilwoman Tedisco?
Here.
Please read the list of the minutes, Ms. Ariano.
Regular meeting of Mayor and Council held on December 9, 2014, and workshop session of the Mayor and Council held on December 9, 2014.
Are there any corrections or changes? May I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Ariano, communications, please.
New Jersey State League of Municipalities Mayors Fax Advisories.
Received and filed.
The Borough of Roselle Park Resolution.
Received and filed.
Horry Valley Sewage Authority Meeting Notice.
Received and filed.
Garwood Planning Board Minutes.
Received and filed. This evening, we have a public hearing on ordinance 14-16 as advertised in the Westfield Leader on December 11, 2014. Ms. Ariano, please read ordinance 14-16 by title only.
Yes, Mayor, an ordinance to amend 30-14 Group Medical Insurance in Article 2, Employee Compensation and Benefits in Chapter 30, Personnel Policies of the Code of the Borough of Garwood to amend Section B, Statement of Policy, to reflect the provisions of L2011C78 and to repeal subsection C, stipend on waiver of group medical insurance coverage. To repeal the stipend for waiver of group medical insurance coverage.
Is there any correspondence concerning ordinance 14-16?
None, Mayor.
Is there anyone present who wishes to be heard concerning ordinance 14-16? Now, one motion to close the public hearing on ordinance 14-16.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Motion to adopt ordinance 14-16.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 14-16, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seeing any jumping out of the seat for discussion. Roll call, please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Matthew.
Aye.
Councilman Niersted.
Yes.
Councilman Petrozelli.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Tedisco.
Aye.
Committee reports. Is there anyone from the police committee who has anything to report in Councilman Martin's absence?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Public Health, Councilwoman Tedisco.
No report, Mayor.
Streets, Roads, and Ecology, Councilman Nierstat.
Everybody sit down. No report.
Whoa.
Public Works Division staff are happy it hasn't snowed yet. I'll leave it at that.
So are we.
Yeah, right.
Councilman Matthew, Fire.
Thank you, Mayor. Fire Committee hereby approves the membership application for Matthew Rotundo of Clark. He has passed his physical and background requirements. That's all from my report, Mayor.
You have heard the report of fire. Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Is there a second? Any comments?
Good news.
Just one question. I know that Mr. Rotundo's from out of town. Do you have any idea how many volunteer firemen we have from the volunteers from out of town?
From out of town, and we moved it up to the 14% for that threshold. 14 out of 50 maximum. So do I know off the top of my head? No, but it's creeping up to that number.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Any other comments? May I have a motion to accept the report as presented?
You received and spread across the minutes, recommendation therein adopted.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Finance, Councilwoman Tedesco.
No report, Mayor. No, I think workshop covered it,
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Final answer.
Buildings and grounds, Councilman Petrozelli.
No report, Mayor.
Laws and license, Council President Tarantino.
I have a report, Mayor. Tonight, there are two applications for a raffle license. The Laws and License Committee recommends the adoption of Resolution 14-316 for the application of one on-premise 50/50 raffle license to be held on March 11, 2015, and one on-premise 50/50 to be held June 3rd, 2015 at the Westwood, North Avenue, Garwood by HSA Union Catholic Regional High School. That is all for my report, Mayor.
You have heard the report of laws and licenses. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes, recommendations there and be adopted.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Recreation, Councilman Petrozelli.
No report, Mayor.
Committee on Aging, Council President Tarantino.
Thank you, Mayor. This week, I did go to the senior meeting and, big report, I played 2 games of bingo and I won 2 games of bingo. I did.
I should have hung around.
I did. I won the last game full board. Yep, but that's not my report. I also reviewed the budget, the 2015 budget with Paulette Drogan, the senior director. And we went over the programs for 2015. We've scheduled the first 3 months of programs, and the senior calendar is printed and it will be, I believe it was mailed out this week. It's in the envelope with stamps. I'm not sure that it actually got in the mail yet, but it will be. If anyone is not on the mailing list, they need to reach out to Paulette Drogan and you can have a calendar mailed to you. Programs for 2015 include Zumba, bowling, line dancing, and many of the other programs that were also sponsored this year. What else? Yep, if you want to be on the calendar, just need to either reach out to Paulette or myself and I'll get you on that list. That's all for my report, Mayor.
You have heard the report of the Committee on Aging. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments?
I have to say this. So after you won 2 games of bingo, did they request a different liaison for next year?
No, they were happy.
Okay.
They're happy when I stay and play bingo.
Good, good.
They are.
Excellent.
They know what I tried. They would not let me get
Oh, they actually, it's for money.
It is for money.
Oh,
They-
wow.
They play for
Wow.
money. I won $15.
Wow.
You could have
That's
to.
fun.
First I'm hearing of it.
That's your Christmas present, Paul.
They play for money.
They're very
Wow.
committed to.
I made a donation, yes.
Oh, that's good.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Library, we have a report, sorry, from the library. The Garwood Library will be closed tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, December 24th and 25th, in recognition of the Christmas holidays. Regular hours of business will be maintained on Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th. The library will also be closed on Wednesday and Thursday, the 31st of December, and January 1st, in recognition of New Year's, and regular hours of business will be maintained on January 2nd and January 3rd. That's Friday and Saturday. And the entire staff of the Garwood Public Library offers everyone best wishes for the holiday season and the best of everything in 2015. You have heard the report of the library. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? School Board Liaison, Councilwoman Tedisco.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended the last meeting of the Board of Education on December 16th. Students who earned all A's in the first marking period were awarded with Honor Society certificates to start the meeting. Then board members Mrs. Lewis and Mrs. Greet reported on what they learned at the New Jersey School Board's convention. The subjects included anti-bullying, student achievement and labor relations, Open Public Meetings Act, and Leadership Under Fire, which explored the impact of presidential decisions regarding education. In the Buildings and Grounds report, it was stated that the heating system was making some noise, but parts came in and that has since been fixed, and also the chairlift is still being worked on. There was some discussion of Wi-Fi needs and costs associated with that, but the resolution was put on hold later in the meeting. Mediation between the Board of Education and the Teachers Union is scheduled for February. The 8th graders did a wonderful job in their play, as they always do. The PTA has a movie night scheduled for January 23rd. Later in the meeting, the board approved the first reading of many policies, but decided to push back the second reading in order to give enough time to review them. They are also reviewing a class size policy. Lastly, the annual appreciation dinner hosted by the Education Foundation of Garwood is scheduled for April 23rd at the Westwood, and more details are still to come on that event. And the reorganization meeting of the Board of Education was changed, so now it's Thursday, January 8th at 7 p.m. at the all-purpose room of Lincoln School. And that's all from my report, Mayor.
You have heard the report of School Board Liaison. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments?
Yes, Mayor, two, one question, one comment. Do you know how long the teachers have been working without a contract? It's at least a year, isn't it?
I would think that. Certainly this school year,
Yeah.
since September,
Oh, yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's before that too.
very possible.
So
Not
mediation in February.
Yes.
I hope that gets resolved soon. And second, just to add to the report, Mayor, it was recognized at the last planning board meeting that the school board hasn't appeared before the planning board for a little bit with their 5-year capital program, so I'm not sure when they'll be coming in, but the school board the superintendent and school board president will be coming for the planning board to propose, to submit their 5-year capital plan, and that might be of interest to us. I'll keep you posted on that.
Thank you.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Celebration of public events and holidays liaison. Is there anything to report on that?
No, Mayor.
No report. Thank you. Union County Air Traffic Noise Advisory Board.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. And the Athletic Field Complex Project Committee Representative, Councilman Petroselli.
No report.
How's
How
that?
about a report on the grand opening? Come on.
Come
on. It's positive.
Okay, obviously, December 14th, we had the ribbon cutting. There was approximately 100 people in attendance. It was a great day. I mean, for me, it was a great day. I'm glad that the facility is now open. Everyone can use it. Since then, we've seen nothing but kids on that soccer field and just enjoying it. So I'm just glad that it's here for residents to use.
Thank you.
That's all from my report.
You have heard the report of the Athletic Field Complex Project Committee Representative. Do I have a motion to accept?
Be received and spread across the minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other comments from anyone?
Mayor, hopefully I speak for all of us when we say, Lou, I want to thank you, okay, for all the time that you put in, and I'm sure you're still putting in, even though you won't acknowledge it. So, thank you for all of that.
You're welcome, that's part of my job over here.
Well, you were over and above, so we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a great sports complex.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sports complex.
Yes.
The committee will be able to Officers' reports, Ms. Ariano, please review officers' reports.
Chief of Police Bruce Underhill monthly report for November 2014. Treasurer CFO Sandy Bruns monthly report for November 2014. Municipal Court Administrator Martha Marino monthly report for November 2014.
May I have a motion to accept the officers' reports as presented?
I'll make a motion to accept the officers' reports as presented, Mayor.
And is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public comment. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the mayor and council? Please step to the microphone, sign in, providing your, state your full name and address. Please limit your comments once again to approximately 3 minutes. Doesn't say your name.
Oh.
Good evening, Mayor Petrucci, ladies and gentlemen, and the council. Patterson, 325. Just a question for I guess Lou Pedroselli, Councilman Pedroselli. Are there any outstanding change orders on this rec complex? Normally at the end of projects, there's always like these outstanding change orders.
I mean, maybe Tina can answer better than that, but I'm quite sure that there are some things that are still out there. We haven't had a final meeting to go over any of that stuff. As far as.
You would have submitted things. Right? You did submit something?
Tina, was there any more things that were submitted? I know there was a lot of back and forth.
There are matters that need to be resolved.
Which will be voted on next year, I guess, right? Yeah, the other meeting, I was talking about the matching grant of open space, and here we are looking at an RBSA cost, impact of $90,000. And we have a 2% cap on our budget, our tax increase. And you know, and now this is coming true about, you know, the open space, our own money coming back, and yet we're getting squeezed because it's a matching grant. I didn't Oprah the Open Space Trust Fund documentation from 2000. I don't know, I remember somebody else said they were going to do it, but did you?
I didn't do it that way, but
Okay.
it's definitely something that's.
Yeah, coming
on
up in
the,
the
table.
budgetary, yeah, I don't know who's gonna be the financial chair, but, you know, they're facing the RVSA increase, or whatever other operational increases, you know, are coming out of the woodwork. And then this open space trust fund, and this is why I put forth that letter talking about, you know, why are you gonna have us match the monies? I'm gonna Oprah the, you know, tomorrow I'll send in an Oprah. If I get it, I'll send it to you, but, you know,
Okay,
by all
thank
means, I
you.
mean, continue on
Sure.
with what you're gonna do also.
Excuse me, are you looking for the original language? I can give you that.
Oh,
It's
you
on the
have
ballot.
copies of it?
It was on the ballot.
Well, not just the, you know, the little
I think
blurb,
it was more than just a little.
but the documentation, how they all put it together. I'm sure it's probably like 50 pages.
Send me an email, I'll see what I have at least.
All right.
See what I have at least.
Tina, if you could send me what you have at least, and
Okay.
then,
Yeah, and I'll send you it.
Okay, I'll look in the file, see what I have.
thank you.
All right. Oh, yeah, and just these consent agenda items. 14308, resolution to renew the statewide joint insurance fund. 14309, appointing a risk management consultant. I guess this is more or less just some kind of procedural resolution. Is that right?
Every year.
Well,
And I,
put that joint insurance.
Well, they're not, I mean, they're not procedural resolutions in the sense that, I mean, they're essentially authorizing agreements with the statewide insurance fund and with the named risk manager, with the statewide insurance fund to provide insurance, and with the risk manager to provide risk management and consulting services.
In other words, to be part of the joint insurance fund, we have to have a risk manager on board.
Correct.
And ordinance 1309.
Ordinance?
Yeah, it's listed.
No, it's a resolution regarding salaries and mentions that
Oh, yeah.
ordinance 1309
Oh,
was
yeah.
previously adopted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I guess why is, resolution 14-314, which is referencing ordinance 1309. And it's just listing salary increase, it just looks like 1 year. I'm confused on why this is actually on the consent agenda.
Because it authorizes the payment of the salaries of those people for the ensuing year. In other words, there's an ordinance that has a salary range, and then you have to actually establish the salary, which is established in accordance with the collective negotiations agreement.
Yeah, they're collective bargaining unit. I'm sure they go further than just 1 year.
Right, but you don't adopt salaries for more than 1 year in advance. So yes, the contract fixes what the salaries are going to be. You have to adopt an ordinance to implement the salaries that were previously negotiated.
All right, so this reflects previous negotiations, correct? Offhand, does anybody know what the percentage was from this year to next year?
1.75.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other comments?
That gave you enough time.
Huh?
Gave you enough time to take it.
I was just wondering if you were going to say something. Bellagio, Kathy, Bellagio, 313, 4th Avenue. Sorry, got it right. I just want to wish everybody a happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. And I want to say to the mayor, I want to wish you the best.
Thank you.
I worked with you for a number of years, and you were fair. And I just want to say, I want to wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Kathy. Merry Christmas.
That's all.
Okay. Anyone else? There being no one else stepping to the microphone, we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting. And we'll move on to the consent agenda. Are there any resolutions anyone would like deleted from the consent agenda? No? May I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda as is?
I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, Mayor.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please, Ms. Ariano.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Matthew.
Aye.
Councilman Niersted.
Yes.
Councilman Petrozelli.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Tedisco.
Aye.
Thank you. Is there any more business that the mayor and council has at this point?
Mayor, I do have something.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I can't let this meeting pass without a few, or rather, probably a little bit more than a few words, but it's not too long. I'll just warn you. So I just want to say that when I first joined the council by appointment back in 2011, you swore me in, and the words you said that day really touched me, and I think I've shared this with you before, but you really didn't have to say them. After all, we are in different political parties and everything like that, but you said them anyway. What you shared was that you've known me for a very long time. You've also knew my grandfather, you were a friend of his, and you said that he would be very proud. And I thought that was very nice of you to say on that day. And, it makes you recognize that it's really not about Republican and Democrat. It's about respecting one another, even when you don't agree on issues, and working together to do the right thing by Garwood. And it has been a pleasure working with you. We've gotten actually to work pretty closely together, from bringing the quarterly newsletter back to even attending the many educational programs that they have for us elected officials. And I'm happy that our work together won't actually stop as of tonight because we'll still be serving on the Lions Club together. So I look forward to that, and thank you again for the past 4 years.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to the payment of claims. Ms. Ariana, please read the payment of claims resolution.
Be it resolved that the following claims as approved be, and the same are hereby ordered paid when properly signed and verified, and the payment of payrolls as listed is hereby confirmed and ratified.
May I have a motion to adopt the payment of claims?
Make a motion to adopt the payment of claims, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please, Ms. Ariana.
Council President Tarantino.
Aye.
Councilman Matthew.
Aye.
Councilman Niersted.
Yes.
Councilman Petrozelli.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Tedisco.
Aye.
I'm not gonna call for adjournment just yet. Because I'm gonna take this opportunity while I still have the microphone and I haven't walked out the door to say a few words. As everyone here realizes, this is my last meeting, and having been elected to serve as mayor of the borough, Garwood is both an honor and a privilege for me. And at this time of year, I feel it is fitting that I offer thanks to those who assisted me to move Garwood forward, because we really have. We've accomplished a lot. First to Chief Underhill, the officers and dispatchers of the Garwood Police Department. They are real true experts in community policing and are a credit to our municipality. We're very distinct from the ones surrounding us, and I hope that they can continue to reach out and be part of the community and work with the residents. To Fred Corbett and the Department of Public Works, these guys, they do a job that is unmatched by any other DPW in the area. You know when you hit Garwood after a snowstorm or whatever, that you're in Garwood, and we are to be proud of our DPW. They do a great, great job. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Len Sitka. Some of these people aren't here, but this needs to be said, for accepting the challenge of bringing our Office of Emergency Management into compliance after Hurricane Irene and preparing us for Superstorm Sandy, and to Emmett Garner for finishing up the job this past year. This was a monumental undertaking for these guys, and I really appreciated Glenn stepping up and doing that. Also to the volunteers of our fire department for serving the borough unselfishly and by giving of their time. And I'd also like to recognize our rescue squad. They're doing the very best they can when it's a very difficult time to get volunteers, so we appreciate them as well. Thank you to Carol Carney for agreeing to rejuvenating the position of Industry and Business Liaison to this council. It had been put to sleep for a while, and I was very happy to bring it back, and without her there would not have been a Garwood Rocks street fair. That was a real credit to the municipality, and I understand Carol will continue not only as the Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce, but also as a liaison to the council. I think that's very positive. I want to thank also former Councilwoman Kathleen Bellagio for working with me on the issues of redevelopment. She's done a wonderful job, and I think I probably surprised her when I asked her to pick up the ball back in 2011 and move forward with it. She's just been there for anything we needed to do. Also to Mrs. Barbara Tweedle for her work, which appeared almost endless on the Municipal Alliance. There were many changes in the past couple of years to the Municipal Alliance, and to her credit, Barbara did a wonderful job. Now that with everything being computerized and that sort of thing, it is really now a job, so thank you to Barbara. Also to our volunteer newsletter editors, Tracy Rowland and Karen Sullivan, for their work in organizing the newsletter, meeting the deadlines, and putting out a wonderful piece of communication to the borough. And also I'd like to thank Paul Tarantino, who is our unofficial photographer. He's always there with the camera. Sometimes I'd rather he wasn't there with the cameras.
So what?
It is what it is, you know. Thank you, Paul. To our office workers, Kathleen, the deputy clerk, Allison, our accounts receivable clerk, Aggie, the tax collector, and Sandy Bruns, our CFO. They are the ones that people often come in contact with first when they're dealing with our local government, and I want to thank you for their professionalism. Also, I'd like to recognize Marty and Catherine in the court office. They're there every day, and they do deal with some, from time to time, unpleasant situations, so they are to be commended as well. Also to Christina Ariama, our business administrator and clerk. Tina, as we lovingly know her, or T as I call her, she is the person who keeps all the borough's wheels turning and the gears meshing, no matter what the crisis. She's an asset to the municipality. And our heartfelt condolences to her during this difficult time as holidays. I know it's hard. Also, I want to thank all those people who I haven't mentioned who accepted an unpaid volunteer position when I asked. They are all contributors to making Garwood the very best town to live in, to work in, and to raise families in. I'd like to thank Mr. Renaud. Unbeknownst to him, his wife and I go back a long way to grammar school. His mother-in-law played canasta with my mom in the kitchen, ladies in the neighborhood. So indirectly, very often the lives of people in Garwood affect many other lives around them without you even realizing it. And I want to thank councilpersons past, Councilman John Lincoln, Rick DiFilippo, Keith Sluka, Steve Blackvetter, and Timothy Hack. And certainly to our current members, Lou Petrozelli, Sarah Tedisco, Mrs. Tarantino, Mike, and Bill Nair, staff, true professionals, all a pleasure to work with. And on a very personal note, a thank you to my family for their patience and understanding when it seemed as though there were times when my phone just would not stop ringing. And lastly, to my husband, John, who I lovingly refer to as my driver, but who referred to himself as the first dude. Until his recent illness, he would get me anywhere at any time, surprisingly, without complaining. And he has been a true goodwill ambassador for the town, even though at times I drug him to meetings outside the borough, which I know he was bored to tears, but he was right there. And of course, a very special thank you to the residents for putting their trust in me. Happy holidays to each and every one, and good health in the coming year, 2015. Thank every single one of you. Okay, the reorganization meeting of the mayor and council will be held on Friday evening, January 2nd, 2015, in council chambers at 7:15. The regular meeting of mayor and council will be held on Tuesday, January 13th, 2015, in council chambers at 7:15. Workshop sessions will start at 7. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.